Nigeria are eager to accelerate the adoption of CNG. While most African countries are still in the early stages of adopting CNG, nations such as Iran, Argentina, China and Brazil lead the world in the number of CNG-powered vehicles. And today, momentum is steadily building for the use of CNG. At this gas station, vehicles are lining up to refuel with CNG. The gas is stored in high compressed cylinder, specially designed to handle its compressed form. These cylinders are typically installed in the car boots and can be refilled either through
switch it by yourself or you automatically. Sometime when you switch it by yourself, let me just say you switch it by yourself, it's hybrid, two ways. As you are driving, you can switch it to fuel and gas at the same time again.
Similarly, Isa Ahmed, a truck driver whose vehicle runs exclusively on CNG.
I have been driving this CNG trailer for about 8 months now. The trailer is made to use CNG right from factory settings.
The thing is that we will inspect the car. The essence of that inspection is whether the car can take the combustion or not. So we have a diagram list, the check kit for the car. We used to install the kit and the cylinder in the car, kit and the cylinder in the car, then followed by calibration. We'll program the ECU so that I can take the car can work on CNG perfectly. So the thing is that we used to install some of the kits inside the car engine. The kit, the cylinder where the tank can stay to convert the car normally is 1 day, and that cylinder has 0 risks of fire, explode, or something like that. That many people they are afraid of bringing their cars to put CNG, because the most thing that they are afraid of is that fire. Is that explode maybe when they got accident or something like. No, it had 0 risks of that fire, because the main thing that we used to give customers assurance of that safety is even if you carry the letter and on that gas on it will never catch fire. Yes, it will never. We try with many customers and they see and they agree. So it had 0. Yes. So the cost anytime it can change due to the terms of the dollar price that we are using. You know, we are using dollar to import the kit and the cylinder. So for now, the price, you know, if what the price that you hear from this center is different from another center. So that's the price, because now our price for V4 now is 1,159,200. That's for V4. While for V6 1.2 till to 8 block, to even 12 block massive.
As laudable as the initiative is, it is not without its challenges.
Inside your cylinder. We heard that PCNG, that is government, has set up more places, but they are not working. Let's tell ourselves the truth. They have not started dispensing gas. So the distance for you to drive to go and get gas is one of the challenges. It's major. Now, if you're looking at interstate, what about that state? If you are traveling to Lagos right now, you just only have one place. You have to buy from here. Where do you buy again?
I took a ride in one of the CNG-powered vehicles, and I can confirm it feels just like driving a car powered by petrol. With the federal government pushing for a cleaner, cheaper energy, including free conversion for services, many are already following suit. This shift represents a sustainable step towards sustainable transportation in the face of rising petrol prices and environmental challenges. Helen Osamede Kings, TVC News, Abuja.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Stay ahead with the biggest news stories. Go beyond the news headlines. Experience impactful investigations. Enjoy resourceful news coverage in real time. TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. Live every day on the...
Hello and welcome to TVC News at 8. We begin with this development from Jigawa State, where 9 persons were killed and 4 injured in violent clash between farmers and herders in Iga and Jahun local government areas on Saturday. The incident is in a series of conflicts between the two groups, which have resulted in significant loss of life and property. Some eyewitnesses confirmed that the conflicts began when a group of miscreants stole a large quantity of hibiscus and other valuable items from a shop in Gululu village, Miga local government. The police public relations officer, Lawan Adam, said the violence escalated as villagers mobilized and attacked the village, setting houses ablaze in various locations within Miga and Jahun local government areas. He added that police officers from Miga and Jahun divisions were deployed to the scene to restore peace and order. And still talking security, unspecified number of cows have been rustled by armed hoodlums suspected to be Lakurawa bandits in Kebbi State. The hoodlums invaded Lawal Black Farm and a nearby Fulani settlement located along Agungun Kangiwa Road. On receipt of the report, a team of police Safer Highway Patrol immediately rushed to the scene, engaged the bandits in a gun duel, which resulted the death of 2 police officers during the encounter. The Commissioner of Police, Kebbi State Command, Bello Sani, condemned the unfortunate incident, prayed for the soul of the deceased police officers. And still on security, suspected gunmen have killed 2 farmers in Uduakwe community in Kaba, the new local government area of Kogi State. The farmers were said to be working in their farms when the incident happened. This has thrown the community into confusion over fear of future attacks by these gunmen. TVC News later gathered that some youths in Uduakwe on Saturday morning came out in their numbers to register their grievances on the escalating security crisis in their community, calling on the government to immediately address the matter. Effort to speak with the police public relations office, Kogi Command, Williams, Aya proved abortive. The highway from Uduakwe to Obachano Lokoja was totally blocked by the youths. Meanwhile, Governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, has directed an immediate crackdown on the assailants responsible for the recent violence in Uduakwe community. In a statement signed by the Commissioner of Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwood, Governor mandated the State Security Advisor to collaborate with security agencies and local vigilante groups to ensure the perpetrators are swiftly apprehended and face justice. The statement emphasized the administration's determination to leave no stone unturned in tracking down those behind the attack, assuring residents that the government is fully committed to their safety. The Nigerian Air Force is set to boost its air power to enhance the fight against terrorism in the country. This was revealed by the representative of the Chief of Air Staff in Lagos while meeting with Nigerian Air Force veterans in Lagos. Senior correspondent Ivy Kanu has the details.
Rallies between the Chief of Air Staff and Air Force veterans.
Please come to the hospital.
The Logistics Command knows the area of importance to the veterans, which includes their documentation, health, and others.
How we honor our retirees. will tell us down the line how our own end will be. So it's important today to give them the absolute respect and treatment that these distinguished noble gentlemen deserve.
As you grow older, your body requires less nutrition, requires less calories. So therefore, you must reduce your portions. Also try and ensure that you sleep well by following the sleep hygiene steps that I outlined earlier on. And please, as much as you can, regular, safe sex with a trusted partner.
The Chief of Air Staff, represented by Air Vice Marshal Ahmed Bakari, used the opportunity to give veterans an update on the fight against terrorism.
Within 2025, which is January, and 2026 is hopefully going to gain delivery of additional 50 platforms spanning fighter, transports, and helicopters.
Then it was time to let the veterans know the plans the chief has put in place to make their retirement easier.
Priority into Air Force schools will be given to veterans. When I say this, I know that I am equally speaking from what the CAS has constantly reiterated.
The veterans were also allowed an opportunity to state their concerns. During the question and answers, the veterans raised some demands, which include the need for this lecture to be held more regularly, and second, for them to be given priority when they come for their checkups. It was also a time to play catch-up and rekindle friendships. The chief said the veterans are still making meaningful contributions.
We have re-engaged some of them, especially in the areas of aircraft maintenance. Like I said, you see, these are skills that it takes a long time to build a man.
Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
Now, President Bola Tinubu believes to attract foreign investors, Nigerians must promote the country first. He gave this advice at the inauguration of several projects executed by Enugu State Governor Peter Mba. TVC News senior reporter Bamidele Ajayi has the details.
It is his first official visit to Enugu, southeast Nigeria. The presidential plane touched down at the Kebbi International Airport and was received by key stakeholders in southeast region, after which President Bola Tinubu inspected the Guard of Honor. The president's first job in Enugu is the inauguration of 30 out of 260 completed smart green schools. Then the president moved to the symbolic commissioning of 90 rehabilitated and constructed roads at the Even Roundabout, as well as the abandoned International Conference Center.
About security, there's no better investment that you can make than the effective security of life. And I saw those vehicles, the stress rapid response is the way to go. It looked like the other name I created in Lagos, rapid response. Please, continue to cooperate and collaborate.
Governor Peter Mba expresses his desire to invest in education to solve insecurity, build sound human capital,
which Your Excellency has graciously commissioned. A number of those projects are essentially connecting the dots for us to enable us realize our dream of growing the economy from the current levels of 4.4 billion to 30 billion. Our development model is one that it's all-encompassing.
At the stakeholders meeting, President Bola Tinubu explained that the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri rail line is a work in progress, assures that the Anambra-Benue River Basin will be considered to grow the country gas supply. Other projects inaugurated is the state-of-the-art command and control center with 150 petrol vehicles fitted with AI-embedded surveillance cameras. Bamidele Ajayi, TVC News Enugu.
And President Bola Tinubu was able to weather through the storm of 2024 caused by the tough economic reforms. The renewed hope agenda of the president was thoroughly scrutinized, but it is beginning to look like the administration is on course. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akunde has the details.
2024 was a year that tested the resilience of President Bola Tinubu's administration. A year the guts of the necessary economic reforms were shaken from the foundation. But in spite of the uncertainty, criticisms and backlash, President Bola Tinubu held strongly to his conviction and slowly steered the ship of state in the direction of the renewed hope agenda. Indeed, 2024 was a busy year for President Bola Tinubu as he made diplomatic shuttles across the length and breadth of the globe in a desperate search for investors ready to do business in Nigeria.
We must ensure that the spirit of the collaboration and cooperation between our two leading countries in Africa will intensify and deepen under our leadership of our respective nations. This is not a matter of choice, but of destiny that includes an historical responsibility.
Within 1 year since assumption of office, President Bola Tinubu had traveled out of the country 17 times. And by October of 2024, President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima undertook 41 trips across 26 countries, collectively spending 180 days or 6 months on foreign engagements. But the presidency says so far, the Tinubu administration has been able to attract more than $30 billion in foreign direct investment. Also recently, there was an announcement of a $5 billion final investment decision by Shell for the Bonga North Deep Offshore Field, which is seen as a further proof of the Tinubu administration's investment-friendly policies.
Our country attracted foreign direct investment worth more than $30 billion in the last year. Fellow compatriots, our administration is committed to free enterprises, free entry and free exit in investment.
These foreign trips and visits have also been reciprocated by some global leaders. It also led to the signing of memoranda of understanding and cooperations that will significantly contribute to the development of Nigeria's GDP.
In addition to statements of joint mutual interest and commitments to development, security, and undertaking to work together for the betterment of Nigeria, Africa, and to partake in global development, specific agreements were signed, memorandum of understanding.
The Belt and Road Initiative is China's modern-day Silk Road, connecting countries, connecting people, connecting economies.
Despite these efforts, much more was desired as economic growth remained sluggish, and President Tinubu's ministers faced criticisms for underperforming in their assigned roles. Pressure soon began mounting on President Bola Tinubu to reshuffle his cabinet and inject new impetus that will stimulate economic growth. Eventually, in October this year, President Bola Tinubu wielded the big stick and discharged ministers perceived to be underperforming. But he also restructured the Federal Executive Council and created new ministries, particularly the Ministry of Livestock Development. The ministry is seen as a masterstroke by the president in tackling the problem of food security, solving the farmer heather crisis, and also creating a value chain that will create wealth and contribute to economic growth.
Since 17 months, I thank many of the ministers that are present here today for hard work that they've embarked upon tirelessly to put Nigeria on this recovery path.
Despite the challenges of 2024, there are signs backed by government data showing better days in the near future. Nigerians have waited for 18 months to see the reforms yield results, but the administration of President Bola Tinubu says the long wait is almost over as the economy is gradually getting back up and running.
You're watching TVC News. We'll take a moment and return with more stories. Please stay with us.
Voted as the best TV station of the year. TVC News breaks into the core of every event as they happen. Following all nationwide big and impactful stories. We tell the news from every perspective, covering every human angle. I am Veronica, bringing you the news you would want to watch.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thanks for staying with TVC News. Now, giving back to the society and showing passion for the cause of humanity are key drivers for building an equitable society, hence the need for more Nigerians to do this in the new year. Some group of Nigerians gave this advice during activities to mark the beginning of the new year. They asked citizens to live godly lives and imbibe great values despite criticisms. They assured that Nigeria will be great again and asked citizens to always speak positively about the nation.
The passion for humanity, the love to touch lives. That is what this foundation is. And we deemed it fit to give God glory. At the end of the year like this, it's our thing. It's one of our ways to say, Lord, we are grateful. This is not man-made. This is powered by divine.
We choose to host a praise Thanksgiving with friends and with well-wishers to thank God for the year and what He has done and what He is about to do.
Don't relent. In fact, those tongue lashes are the things that are going to make you. They are your stepping stone. They are your stepping stone. So anything that you're doing, provided it is good, it is of God, and your heart is in alignment with God, don't stop, no matter the critics.
Policy makers, development experts and community stakeholders have convened in Kano State to address the challenges facing the North and chart a pathway for progress. At the summit, Northern leaders unveiled an ambitious 2045 development goals aimed at transforming the region's socio-economic landscape. TVC News senior reporter Ibrahim Issa has the details.
It was a gathering as policymakers, development experts, and stakeholders meet in Kano State with a shared vision for Northern Nigeria's future. The discussions focus on three critical objectives: analyzing the region's current challenges and opportunities, proposing innovative solutions to catalyze transformational change, and outlining strategic steps to achieve Northern Nigeria Development Goals (NNDGs) 2045. These goals were crafted following a thorough analysis of present challenges in the region, including gaps in education, widespread poverty, and persistent security concerns.
Whether we like it or not, the future of this country is more of regional than national. With the setting up of the Ministry for Regional Development, it's high time for every region to go back and refocus and look at their potential for growth, look at their challenges, and develop a framework and strategies for implementation. And that is why we come up with the Northern Nigerian Development Goals 2045 to set a direction for implementation of actionable strategy where we want to see Northern Nigeria in 2045.
Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State, represented by his special advisor on state affairs, Usman Bala, underscored the urgency of addressing these critical issues to secure the North's future.
The gathering here today is about trying to unveil and set standard or framework for the development of Northern Nigeria as a regional body.
Other stakeholders highlighted the immense opportunities available in the North, including its youthful population, rich natural resources, and significant potential for agricultural and renewable energy development.
I'm not underemphasizing the importance of leadership, but political leadership is key to every development.
The Northern Nigeria Development Goals 2045 lay out a vision for a region driven by inclusive economic growth. Stakeholders expressed optimism that adopting these strategic goals would serve as a roadmap for sustainable and transformative progress across the region. With collective effort and commitment, they believe Northern Nigeria can achieve unprecedented development and prosperity. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.
And to other news, Governor of Adamawa State, Ahmadu Fintiri, has directed all political appointees aspiring for elective positions to set aside their ambitions in 2025 and focus on building the state. Mr. Fintiri, who spoke during the stakeholders meeting in Yola, insisted anyone unable to abide by the directive should step down for their position. Senior reporter Olabi Adenusefa in this report.
The PDP end-of-the-year stakeholders meeting is to assess the party's performance for the year 2024. The People's Democratic Party State Chairman Tahir Shehu says Governor Ahmadu Fintiri has fulfilled all the political promises made to the electorate. Mr. Shehu also announces the lifting of suspension on all affected party members and warned the executives of the party to be cautious in handling the affairs of the party.
Party chairmen and ESCO members, please take note of this. Should there be any member of the party who has been suspended at any level, the suspension is lifted.
Governor Ahmadu Fintiri highlights his administration's achievements, including the creation of 83 district heads and 7 chiefdoms and emirates.
We've been able to create 84 new districts. We've been able to create, so far, 7 emirs and chiefdoms. The essence of all this is to give us a sense of dignity, bring government nearer to the people, and to cover a lot of ungoverned spaces within the state.
He stresses his commitment to investing in security, making the state attractive to investors and providing jobs for the youth.
We empowered 65,000 potential entrepreneurs. There will be no politics on my agenda for 2025. It is still work for the people, work for the people. And if you're within this government, I still ask you, if you have the idea of doing politics, jettison it.
Other speakers agree with the governor on his views. Meanwhile, the Pena de Boitier Development Association Worldwide, a prominent socio-cultural group in Adamawa State, has condemned the statement made by cleric Sheikh Salihu Imam, accusing him of spreading divisive and inflammatory rhetorics. A viral video featuring Sheikh Salihu Imam has criticized Governor Ahmadu Fintiri for creating more emirates and chiefdom.
Sheikh Salihu A.A. Imam, whatever his true identity may be, in doing this, malign and slander the persons and offices of both Hampata and Hampachama and their subjects, and also went further to discredit our traditions and faith by referring to our royal fathers, Arne.
The controversial comments reportedly criticized the newly enacted District Creation Law of 2024, which Sheikh Salihu claimed undermined the authority of the Lamido of Adamawa.
And Governor of Kebbi State, Nasiru Idris, met with major security stakeholders at the government house in Birnin Kebbi, where he commended security personnel for maintaining peace in the state. Governor Idris remains optimistic about Kebbi's security agenda, promising sustained efforts and strategic adjustment to prioritize the state's peaceful coexistence. Speaking after the meeting, Governor Nasir Idris emphasized the importance of operating as a cohesive team in the fight against insecurity to protect the residents of Kebbi State. The Commissioner of Police, Bello Sani, who spoke on behalf of all security agencies in Kebbi State, thanked Governor Nasir for his unwavering support and presented him with an award of excellence on behalf of all the stakeholders.
To have a souvenir, a sort of souvenir of excellence to present, to show the appreciation, and also to show how we security agencies are working in Kebbi State. We work in synergy in order to have a successful operation.
We find it very necessary to also that we prepare against the 2025. The security agencies have done well in 2024, and I asked them to also do better in 2025. We are able, by God's grace, we are able to address the security challenge in some areas in Kebbi State.
And our TVC News this hour. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, you can visit our website, www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we are live at TVC News Nigeria. Thanks for watching.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
TVC News crew took a day out to visit a CNG conversion center along Kubwa Expressway. We spoke with the manager of the center, who is also the lead engineer. He explained the process of converting vehicles to CNG and discussed how far a converted vehicle can travel on a full tank.
First thing is that we will inspect the car. The essence of that inspection is whether the car can take the combustion or not. So we have a diagram list, the place that we will check inside all the cars whether the car can take the combustion, like the chassis of the car, like the engine, because we have some cars that used to select kit that we don't have the kit. Some they are using DJI, some they are using special kit. So if we have that kind of car, so we used to tell the owner of the car that this type of engine we need to supply for that special kit for the car. We used to install the kit and the cylinder in the car, then followed by calibration. We'll program the ECU so that I can take the the car can work on CNG perfectly. So the thing is that we used to install some of the kits inside the car engine. We are not removing anything from the car. The only thing we used to touch is the manifold. Yes, the car manifold. That's the only thing we used to drill so that the gas can flow there perfectly. The next thing, the cylinder will fabricate the cylinder where the tank can stay. To convert a car normally is 1 day, and that cylinder has 0 risks of fire, explode, or something like that. That many people they are afraid of bringing their cars to put CNG, because the most thing that they are afraid of is that fire, is that explode maybe when they got accident or something like. No, it had 0 risks of that fire, because the main thing that we used to give customers assurance of that safety is even if you carry the letter and on that gas on it, it will never catch fire. Yes, it will never. We try with many customers and they see and they agree. So it had 0 risks.
So the gas it uses is different from the one we use?
Yes. It's not it's different. It's totally different, because that one is LPG, the one that we used to cook, but this one is compressed natural gas. Yes, it's just the air, so you can't even feel it.
Regarding the cost of conversion, he explained that it depends on the type and size of vehicle.
We are importing the cylinder from outside. Yes, so the cost anytime it can change due to the terms of the dollar price that we are using. We are using dollar to import the kit, and the price that you hear from this center is different from another center. So that's the price, because now our price for V4 now is 1,159,200. That's for V4, while for V6 1.2 till to 8 block to even 12 block massive.
As laudable as the initiative is, it is not without its challenges.
You can log it inside your cylinder. We heard that PCNG, that is government, has set up more places, but they are not working. Let's tell ourselves the truth. They have not started dispensing gas. So the distance for you to drive to go and get gas is one of the challenges. It's major. Now, if you're looking at interstate, what about that state? If you are traveling to Lagos right now, you just only have one place. You have to buy from here. Where do you buy again?
I took a ride in one of the CNG-powered vehicles, and I can confirm it feels just like driving a car powered by petrol. With the federal government pushing for a cleaner, cheaper energy, including free conversion for services, many are already following suit. This shift represents a sustainable step towards sustainable transportation in the face of rising petrol prices and environmental challenges. Helen Osamede Kings, TVC News, Abuja.
As of December 9, 2024, the Nigeria Correctional Service says out of a total 81,193 inmates spread across its custodial facilities nationwide, 26,944 persons are convicted, while 54,249 are standing trial. This majority include inmates who are on trial before the magistrate or high court and those who haven't even had a day in court. This yawning disparity amounting to almost 70% has been the narrative at the overcrowded facilities.
They kept bringing me out again for the first time to torture me. They want to kill me.
Until May 2024, when they were finally freed. 48 years old Moses Abiodun and 53 years old Kazim Adeshina were among this population of non-convicted inmates. They say a series of arrests across Lagos by the now defunct Special Armed Robbery Squad of the Nigeria Police Force in June 2008 brought them together on a 16-year-old journey, spanning from the SAS detention facility to being remanded at the medium security correctional facility, Kirikiri.
When the officers now came, the officers now interrogate us. That's what happened. I said, I don't know anything. This is how they come to arrest me in my house. They were asking me about Femi. Who is Femi? So the officers now gave them order that they must not kill us, so that these people you arrested, is either they release us or they took us to court. They took us to this court, court 18 at Ikeja on the 23rd of March 2009. So the magistrates now asked us that we should not plead guilty, that we should wait for DPP advice at court 18 Ikeja. So when we get to Kirikiri medium prison, no, it was at even at the court dock there. I know that me and these people were casemates. Me, Kazim, Sikiru Taiwo, and Lukman Jimo. They took the four of us to court together. We were standing at the door. They said we should wait for DPP advice. So when we get to Kirikiri, it's hello.
Time of Gajini.
It was during Gaji's tenure as OC SARS. Their teams usually carried out several raids daily and would bring in many people they arrested to the cell. When they arrested me, when God used these lawyers to help us, we were freed on May 1st this year. I have not found work to do since I left jail.
The lawyers who helped in their release say the police refused to heed the advice of the Director of Public Prosecuted from, and that was why they were abandoned in custody.
The Nation of the Police kept the young men to stay 15 extra years in custody without trial, without charge, just upon the remand of a magistrate.
A magistrate court struck out the case in November 2023, but he didn't leave the facility until more than a year later because of, quote, administrative errors. He too says the conditions under which he was detained were harrowing.
They give me, say, attempt to kidnap. SARS then fight themselves, let us leave this man go. Some said, no, as you don't see money give us, we take him to court. So later then come give me, say, attempt to kidnap, and then take me to court, from court to prison. When we enter the prison yard hot like fire. There's no space to sleep. We sleep like sardine one side. So when we sleep like sardine one side, if you get up, you want to turn yourself, they will get security inside the cell. You carry cane, beat us, and we'll be 172 inmates for one cell. They will give us omo to bath. Give me one bucket of water. Will be 3 men take and bath, enter, and in the evening time, they will bring 1 cup of gari to each person. That gari is very worse. It's no good at all. That is why now my eye now see very, very well. And when we did the prison yard, there's no food. I try to kill lizard. I roast it, eat. I kill rat then kill throw away far side. I roast it with the fire. I chop them. So now, since that time, I have a neon for my ear like this. So I can open it, people can see it. I no shame.
During the interview, Owei's former mates pass by. As soon as they spot him, a moving exchange follows.
And so we manage before then God send one lawyer come release us for last year. Last year. So my people, Allah will bless you people.
These advocates say there is need to urgently address this menace in the criminal justice system.
The congestion of our centers is a practical thing. You don't decongest what you don't know, the details of what you don't know. There are people, there are human beings. If we say, like Ikoyi that has a capacity for 800 people, you are having 3,500. They are all human beings. Can we get them? Can we take the audits one by one? What's your name? What's his warrant? When did he come in? What is his case? Which court? By the time you do for 3,500 people, you can now say, yes, we are working.
The system ought to have a way to compensate these ones. Like we said earlier, these ones that have lost 16 years of their life, they are neither here nor there in the society today. Now they have come out. Moses has nothing he's doing today. He has no source to feed himself. He's back with his aged father. At his age, he's 48 years today. Kasim is 53 years old today. He's staying with his mother. Owe Itila has a family before he went in. Most of his family are scattered. They are neither here nor there. We are calling on public-spirited Nigerians. Please come to the aid of these three. They need to be rehabilitated. This is beyond government. We are not asking only the government.
They add that a speedy trial accords with the human rights of every accused person who is adjudged innocent until proven guilty, and that any situation that deprives one of timely trial is actually adjudging them guilty without the opportunity of defense.
Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Last month, UN Climate Conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, concluded with an agreement calling on developed countries to deliver at least $300 billion per year to developing countries by 2035 to drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions and protect lives and livelihoods from the worsening impacts of climate change. Well, still in this week's edition of Green Angle, we examine the outcome of the summit and what the future holds for developing countries. Welcome. I am Esther Mopariola.
79 sea turtles, including hawksbill, loggerhead, and green turtles, were recently released back into the ocean after spending 18 months at the Marine Wildlife Center. These turtles were part of a conservation initiative led by Copramag El Rodadero Aquarium and the Santa Marta Chamber of Commerce. Looked in marine life. Biologists have also equipped the turtles with tracking devices to monitor their journey and ensure they thrive in their natural habitat. Spain's Constitution Day holiday has been overshadowed by the season's first major winter storm, bringing heavy snow and travel disruptions across several regions. 5 communities are under extreme weather alerts as the winter storm hits, dumping up to 40 centimeters of snow. Some major highways have faced closures and delays due to snow and flooding.
With our tree planting efforts, they're able to see that truly the funds that they've donated to us, that they've given us for the planting efforts, are actually used and utilized.
So the first thing is clearly has polluter pay principle embedded. And it is not just it doesn't encourage people to pollute. It really just makes them more cautious, because you know that the more pollution you have, the more you will pay. Also, it means that if you install pollution abatement facility, you will pay less, right? So they are deliberate with installing pollution abatement facility. Also, there will not be 100% coverage of pollution. It doesn't happen. Stoppage of pollution. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. What we're saying is we will measure. First one will be, direct financial payments. The second one will be carbon offset programs, like providing clean cooking for women, planting trees, and a couple other things. So you will pay.
Niger State is making moves in the fight against climate change by partnering with a German consulting firm to tap into the carbon market. Meanwhile, activists are calling for real action, not just promises, warning that climate change impacts everyone and demands urgent, inclusive solutions.
Niger State has taken a bold step towards maximizing its carbon market potential by signing an agreement with a German management consulting firm. This partnership aims to unlock resources and investments worth 1 trillion naira, supporting the state's climate action goals. The deal is also expected to enhance the state's carbon registry and foster global partnerships in carbon market activities.
Niger State is endowed with green assets. We have invested so much in the green assets, and so we need the guides to be able to benefit from those assets.
As at today's count, Japan and Singapore and also Switzerland have signed close to 50 MOUs with different African countries. So why wouldn't they come to Nigeria? Why wouldn't we open up our spaces for them? But we can only
to replicate Niger State's approach by collaborating with the Ministry of Environment and the National Council on Climate Change.
When I went for UNGA, this was very strongly that Nigeria is lagging behind other countries like Ghana and Kenya. But with the establishment of the Interministerial Committee, I think we have zoomed ahead now. Nigeria is now almost catching up with Ghana and even surpassing Kenya in this area. So I'm very happy that a subnational like Niger State is also keying into this. So the only advice I want to give is that whatever you are going to do, you must key into the national framework
of climate negotiations. In the meantime, environmental activists at the summit urged for tangible solutions to the climate crisis, warning against mere lip service. They emphasized that climate change poses threats to all communities and cultures, necessitating immediate and inclusive action.
Communities in the Niger Delta who are on the shores of the Atlantic Oceans are being washed away on a gradual basis. So right now, what we have as climate change impact is the sea level rise, our ocean rising, as you may see, and the fact that communities are disappearing on a daily basis in the Niger Delta. Communities have lost over 10 kilometers of land in the Niger Delta, and it's a source of worry. It's a source of worry because I expect that the government should have made proactive actions or proactive methods or activities to ensure that they reduce the impact of this sea level rise. It comes all the way from Lagos down to Calabar, and it's not just in Nigeria, it's about the West African coast. So it's important that the governments of countries...
We saw the output from the negotiation room. What it just says on one end is that it's time for us to start being introspective, building up on our own resources that are available to us, and how can we begin to harness those resources, you know, for our own use. But on the back end, you know, we also know that to access these funds, you must have the right structures, you must have the right tenets, you must be able to capture the necessary data backed by compliance under the provision of the UNFCCC Article 6.4. You know, these are what is needful for you to say that you're structuring yourself as a business. So our partners are engaged on that basis. We engage with them to be able to. We need to start to reorientate our minds and understand that resource efficiency is very, very important right now. Minimal waste in processes and systems is really, really critical. You know, supply chains, even in the area of, you know, machinery and equipment, we must become very, very innovative in how we can begin to utilize and basically just help our businesses to be recycle our businesses, recycle our machines, recycle the purpose of the deliverables within our systems as well. To establish a coalition, you know, of machinery in terms of funding, in terms of resources, in terms of intelligentsia, you know, in terms of innovative solutions, where what we need as a government is to be able to provide that enabling infrastructure for the connectivity between people, community, and the private sector. It is from the private sector that we can get the funding, and that pipeline would have to go into the MSMEs, the nano and the micro MSMEs. And these micro and nano MSMEs are the ones that interface directly with the communities. When they start to, you know, interrogate, or when they start to interact, that exchange creates a burgeoning where the ones that are, you know, scaling are able to see that there are business opportunities. When businesses are able to expand their operations, people get more jobs onto their table. They get food onto their plates. If, you know, they are, you know, gainfully employed, they develop in skills. And in driving the commerce, the data can also be captured because they are knowledgeable about that, and it is that data that they then use for
This edition of Green Angle. Until I come your way next time, remember, together we can build a sustainable world. I am Esther Makwariola. Bye.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security.
We are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The economy.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News, first with breaking news.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent.
We keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adamawa 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
The TVC News at 7 and the TVC News at 10 are not.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
An entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Voted as the best TV station of the year. TVC News breaks into the core of every event as they happen. Following all nationwide big and impactful stories. Without the news from every perspective. Covering every human angle. I am Veronica, bringing you the news you would want to watch.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Subsidy is gone.
President Bola Tinubu's statement at his inaugural speech that subsidy is gone came with a lot of worry over the high cost of fuel. Following this, the Nigerian government launched the presidential CNG initiative aimed at promoting CNG adoption as an alternative fuel to reduce the country's dependence on conventional petrol products. Nigeria has one of the world's largest natural gas reserves, ranking among the top 10 globally. This wealth of natural gas has laid the foundation for the development of compressed natural gas as a viable alternative fuel in the country. With fuel scarcity becoming a recurring issue in Nigeria, motorists wait in long queues at petrol stations, often without any certainty of getting fuel. However, with alternatives like CNG, there may finally be some relief. CNG is natural gas compressed to less than 1% of its volume at standard atmospheric pressure. It is considered a cleaner alternative to gasoline or diesel, producing fewer harmful emissions. According to Central UP Gas Limited, an Indian company, CNG significantly reduces the emission of harmful gas like carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, which are major contributors to climate change. In comparison to the world in the number of CNG-powered vehicles, and today, momentum is steadily building for the use of CNG. At this gas station, vehicles are lining up to refuel with CNG. The gas is stored in high compressed cylinder, specially designed to handle its compressed form. These cylinders are typically installed in the car boot and can be refilled either through the bonnet, which directs the gas to the cylinder, or directly into the cylinder itself. The size of the cylinder varies depending on the size and model of the vehicles. Abdul Wahab Ibrahim converted his vehicle to run on CNG 6 months ago. He tells us about his experience, explaining how the system works.
This is where the indicator that shows your gas gauge is. It has the R, this for reserve, that R is for reserve, then G is for gas. Then this fuel stuff diagram is like you're on fuel. So immediately you start it, it goes to fuel, then now switch to gas. So this 3 bar, 1, 2, 3, 4 shows the level, the content of the gas in your cylinder. So you're like 4 bars, so I have like 4 bar right now. You can either switch it by yourself or you automatically sometime when you switch it by yourself. Let me just say you switch it by yourself. It's hybrid, two ways. As you are driving, you can switch it to fuel and gas at the same time again.
Similarly, Isa Ahmed, a truck driver whose vehicle runs exclusively on CNG.
I have been driving the CNG trailer for about 8 months now. The trailer is made to use CNG right from factory settings. The difference is much compared to diesel. I get CNG for 290 naira per litre, while diesel costs about 1,000 naira per litre.
TVC News crew took a day out to visit a CNG conversion center along Kubwa Expressway. We spoke with the manager of the center, who is also the lead engineer. He explained the process of converting vehicles to CNG and discussed how far a converted vehicle can travel on a full tank.
First thing is that we will inspect the car. The essence of that inspection is whether the car can take the combustion or not. So we have a diagram list, the place that we will check inside all the cars whether the car can take the combustion, like the chassis of the car, like the engine, because we have some cars that used to select kit that we don't have the kit. Some they are using DJI, some they are using special kit. So if we have that kind of car, so we used to tell the owner of the car that this type of engine we need to supply for that special kit for the car. We used to install the kit and the cylinder in the car, then followed by calibration. We'll program the ECU so that I can take the car can work on CNG perfectly. So the thing is that we used to install some of the kits inside the car engine. We are not removing anything from the car. The only thing we used to touch is the manifold. Yes, the car manifold. That's the only thing we used to drill so that the gas can flow there perfectly. The next thing, the cylinder will fabricate the cylinder where the tank can stay. To convert a car normally is 1 day, and that cylinder has 0 risks of fire, explode, or something like that. That many people they are afraid of bringing their cars to put CNG, because the most thing that they are afraid of is that fire. Is that a problem? Maybe when they got accident or something like. No, it had 0 risks of that fire, because the main thing that we used to give customers assurance of that safety is even if you carry the letter and on that gas on it will never catch fire. Yes, it's different. It's totally different, because that one is LPG. The one that we used to cook, but this one is compressed natural gas. Yes, it's just the air, so you can't even feel it.
Regarding the cost of conversion, he explained that it depends on the type and size of vehicle.
We are importing the cylinder from outside. Yes, so the cost anytime it can change due to the terms of the dollar price that we are using. We are using dollar to import the kit and the cylinder. So for now, that you hear from this center is different from another center. So that's the price, because now our price for V4 now is 1,159,200. That's for V4. While for V6 1.2 till to 8 block, to even 12 block massive.
As laudable as the initiative is, it is not without its challenges.
Loads and luggage inside your cylinder. We heard that PCNG, that is government, has set up more places, but they are not working. Let's tell ourselves the truth. They have not started dispensing gas. So the distance for you to drive to go and get gas is one of the challenges. It's major. Now, if you're looking at interstate, what about that state? If you are traveling to Lagos right now, you just only have one place. You have to buy from here. Where do you buy again?
I took a ride in one of the CNG-powered vehicles, and I can confirm it feels just like driving a car powered by petrol.
With the federal government pushing for a cleaner, cheaper energy, including free conversion for services, many are already following suit. This shift represents a sustainable step towards sustainable transportation in the face of rising petrol prices and environmental challenges. Helen Osamede Kings, TVC News, Abuja.
Water is life. For thousands of years, humans have relied on water for food, security, hygiene, electricity, and transportation, amongst many other uses. In Nigeria, many rural dwellers build their lives around water. Rains and rivers determine when, where, and what crops they plant. The way they build their settlements, their hygiene, and transportation largely depends on water. To get a clear first-hand experience of river-based transportation to people living in Nigeria's northeast region, often considered as just a desert to outsiders, I journeyed to the banks of the Gongola River. It started with a car, then motorcycles, and later on foot. The voyage was difficult and treacherous, which only emphasizes the choice of rivers as the preferred means of transportation for these experienced rural dwellers. Gongola River originates from the eastern slopes of Jos Plateau in north-central Nigeria through Bauchi, Gombe, and Yobe states with several beautiful waterfalls, then briefly passes through Borno before re-entering Gombe to Adamawa, where it empties into River Benue. At Fike community, business is slow as it is not a market day. Yet, canoe operators were at the bank of the River Gongola hoping to do some business. For centuries, communities along this river have relied on it for transportation. This place may seem deserted, but it's a significant transportation hub. I'm standing in Bayo local government area of Borno State, and across the river there is Ro in Gulani local government area of Yobe State, and to my right is Dadinkowa in Gombe State. It's a triangle, but this kind of transportation hubs are significant because many of the food items that we consume in Nigeria are produced in farms in deep interior areas without proper road network. They need rivers and this transportation means to get their produce from the farms to the markets. Lawali Usman does not have a formal Western education, but he is well schooled in the way of water. He shares a glimpse of life at the edge of a river.
I've been doing this work for about 30 years now. This work is what gives me what to eat and drink. We see things on the job. Sometimes we come out to work and there's nothing to do. The wind and other things hinder us from doing work. It could really be difficult.
Despite often overloading their boats with bags of grains, motorcycles and passengers, these boat operators and their passengers are living on a knife's edge. Without adherence to any rules or safety precautions, they are just an incident away from a major disaster. Another operator explains that in almost 30 years of engaging in this business, he has never used a life jacket or met any government official educating them on the rules of water transportation. Though there have been no loss of lives around this axis in a long time, they have experienced several close calls.
If your vessel can take up to 50 people and it is windy, we would advise you to reduce the number to 30 people. We here at the river bank, this is where we get water to manage our homes. I have been working at this river bank for about 15 years and I am over 40 years old now.
We are looking for intervention from the government because of how the work by the water is. Safety here is no good, so we are urging the government to intervene and give us life jackets.
I went in search of the famous boat builder referred to as Serikin Rua, meaning king of water. He does not have a boat under construction at the moment, blaming it on the high cost of timber, yet he explains the business of boat building and the dangers of cutting corners.
The small one is 150. Okay. The big one is about, according to one you want. Okay. Even there is 3,000, 300,000 or 250, 280 based on. Anything that you do, if you work it very well, you will save.
The National Inland Waterways Authority is responsible for approximately 10,000 kilometers of navigable waterways. It is also responsible for regulations and enforcing standards. The agency is meant to work with river basin authorities to promote commerce and ensure safety. Passengers and operators say they are not aware of their existence nor felt the agency's impact. Hundreds of lives are lost in boat mishaps each year. Only a few are documented.
We try to enlighten the water users and including the boat operators to always obey the rules of activities on the water. One of such is usage of life jacket, sand bucket, paddles, life buoys, and many more. Traveling not at night. No life jacket, no travel again. If you don't have the safety jacket, you are not expected to travel. And also we have our marshals, which have been recently inaugurated. So always monitor the activities of the boat operators at the loading bays. So they are always there to ensure that these rules are adhered to.
Back to the makeshift port to take a boat ride from Bayo local government area of Borno State to Gulani in Yobe State. Our bright orange life jackets looked strange to other passengers and boat operators. Those would not trust what they know nothing about. Though wearing a life jacket, I was scared as a narrow boat sailed on the wide, choppy river. A passenger reassured me that the boat was perfectly safe. Abdul Karim has used the river as a means of long-distance transportation more than roads.
Even during the insurgency, most of our people did not have access to follow them through because of the insurgency. It's even better and secure for you to take the boat to cross your state because it's more safer. If you follow the other route, anything can happen. So all this while we have been using this boat, we have been taking this route from Gombe. It will take you from Gulani to Gombe, to Bayo, to Koyakosar. As far as you are concerned, you are living in Gulani. If you want to live Gulani in peace, it's better for you to follow this route. It will take you to wherever you want to go. I can't even count how many times that I use this boat to cross this river. Because I told you I'm farming in Gulani. So I must go to Gulani during the rain season more than like 5 times every year. That's only in rainy season. Apart from rainy season, we used to follow this road to Gulani because we don't have road access. We don't have anywhere to go than this place. So if you are using this place as our route, this is more safer and more closer to where we want to reach. Even after the harvesting, most people of this our town, you know, Ruhu town, many people, there is a lot of farmers. We are farming, we are fishing, we are doing everything. So after the farming, we use the boat to carry the goods, take it to market. If we want to buy some materials like the other things to use, we buy it from Gombe.
Fertilizer,
Yeah,
chemicals.
fertilizer, chemicals, and the others, and the food stuff where we don't have it here. We bought it from Gombe and use the river boats and take it to our people. That make our life difficult. People are suffering because of, 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 of of poor road accessibility. They don't follow any routes. There was a time that I even come here, we even overload. Some people say that, hey, wait, we are going to drop. Some people reduce from the boat. And there was a time I was thinking that the boat was even break, man. As we just enter, thank God we are not in the middle of the river. We just onboard it, so the boat can break. So people have to reduce the goods. And you see this boat, you carry like bikes, maybe like 8 bikes. You carry like maybe 20 to 15 bags of rice or maize or sorghum, and you carry people more than 20.
On one boat?
On one boat.
8 bikes?
8 bikes,